What's up, guys? It's your boy KFB23 on the YT, and I'm back here with another video. And today, I want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, over the last, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, have been looking pretty good and have gotten better offensively and defensively. And a big reason for that is probably Ben Simmons. A big reason, like legit, Ben Simmons have been playing pretty good after that Portland game, where he legit had one of the best games of his Brooklyn Nets career. Like legit, 20 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. Like offensively, he was great. He was a big reason why they had a chance to beat the Portland Trailblazers that were pretty good, 10-5 actually. At that time, he legit locked down David Lillard in that fourth quarter. Like David Lillard was getting tough, had to make tough shots that night in that fourth quarter, and playing pretty good defense. I also want to give a shout out to Yuta Watanabe. That man is pretty good at basketball. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty good at basketball. Bro had 5 threes tonight. He had 20 points, 2 and so he had the same stat line as Ben Simmons. Actually, I'm bugging. No. Oh, I'm bugging my ass up. That was Yuta Watanabe's stat line. I read the wrong stat line. Ben Simmons had 15, 7, and 13. Let's say 15, 7, and 13. Bro, he had a really good night. He made three clutch free throws. He scored Hacker Simmons, and he made those shots. He had a really good night. Dame only scored 25 points, 11 assists, and 3 rebounds that game. Like, it was on locks. Even Jeremy Grant wasn't having a good night. He had 5, 3, and 5. But yes, and offensively, it looks a lot better when Ben Simmons is on, which is not surprising. The defense has gotten better. I'm not gonna lie. Joe Harris is looking like he could get back some of what he lost. The week after that, they beat the Grizzlies without Ja Morant. Still a good team. Then Ben Simmons' return game, he didn't look good. I'm not gonna lie, he looked all right. It was his best game as a Brooklyn Net. He had 11 points, 11 rebounds, but they still lost. Partly, that's not his fault. That's because they would just let Tobias Harris do anything, and they were just switching. They would do weak ass switches, and just leaving 3-point shooters open all night. I'm not gonna lie. They beat the Raptors without Pascal. Ben Simmons still had a pretty good night. 14, 6, and 2. He's more aggressive. Like legit. 3 weeks ago, he was averaging 5 points per game. He has upped his scoring average to. Let me look. 9 points. 9 points. It's getting better. It's slowly progressive. In the positives, at least. They lost to the Pacers. Not his fault. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. That's not his fault. They had to lead this entire game. They had to lead the entire game and just couldn't keep it going. In that fourth quarter, it was just a collapse. They took coach, forgot his name. Took out Ben Simmons, put Nicholas Claxton in. Benedict Mathurin started taking over in that fourth quarter. Bro had 20. Bro had 5 points going into the fourth quarter, and proceeded to drop 16 points in that fourth. He's a bucket. I'm not gonna lie. He's a bucket. I don't know how. That's some veteran type stuff. Having a bad night all game and just proceeding to whoop that ass. Crazy. And the previous game before this one, he had 2 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds. Like, he's not scoring, but like he doesn't need to score. It's the pace. It's the Trailblazers. It's fine. Because last game he had 20 points, but it was a loss. Like legit, they wanted Ben Simmons. The Pacers wanted Ben Simmons to shoot instead of making everybody else's job a lot easier. So that was the game plan. This game, last game, he made sure he was playing a team role. Yeah, and that's pretty good. 2 points, 8. That's pretty good. Backup center coming with the bench, and a starter. Like, he's a starter, but when Nicholas Claxton, he goes to the 5. He's doing a pretty good job at that. He still gets a lot of fouls. I'm not gonna lie, he still gets a lot of fouls, unnecessary ones too. But he's still playing great defense. The Nets are playing great defense, even with Kyrie. That was not Kyrie's fault. That was Steve Nash's fault. I think at this point, people already know it was Steve Nash's fault. Why the defense looked so garbage. Even Steve Nash lost, they still got beat 153 to 127. 7 to the Sacramento teams. That Sacramento Kings. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Kevin Herter is him. Even KD gave him a shout out. Kevin Herter is him. De'Aaron Fox is him. Keegan Murray, he's him. Sabonis, you guys, he's him. This scheme looks pretty good. Um even when Yuta Watanabe has missed the last 4 games, he's a 55%. He's still leading the league in threes. Joe Harris is getting there day by day. He's getting there day by day. He's doing a little. The last game, like I'm recording this after they just beat the Magic, November 28th. Joe Harris had 17 points. Ben Simmons left that game early in the first quarter. I don't know what happened to him, but he had to leave in the first quarter. Hopefully he's alright. Kevin Durant just gave his boys 45 in a masterclass. I enjoyed it. He had like 4 and 1s, 2 middies, and just give him. He made Paolo look 5'2". If you know that, you know that he made Paolo look 5'2" out there. Kyrie Irving had a great stretch. Mostly, I'm not gonna lie, it was a tough night. I feel like they have a lot of length of that starting lineup. They're gonna have to hit a lot of tough shots. And Kevin Durant did hit a lot of tough shots tonight, and they won the game. Not surprising. Seth Curry had his best game as a Brooklyn Net against the Trailblazers. 29 points. He was really good. He's coming along nicely. They don't play Patty Mills is out of the rotation. That's tough. That's really tough. Patty Mills deserves to have some rotational minutes, but I guess they have Cam Thompson, so I don't know. They're probably going to trade him at the deadline if they can. Joe Harris might have to leave too. But this team overall has gotten better. They're back in the 500 club. I'm not gonna lie, they should have been on a 6 game win streak, but they let 2 games fall. They lost to the Sixers and the Pacers. They should have lost those games. I sat here and watched those games. Those were winnable games. Those were winnable games until the fourth quarter. Those were winnable games in the last 2 minutes of the game. Those winnable games. That Sixers one was frustrating to see. It was legit. They could have won that game, and they just kept being soft switches, switch, and running a 4 guard lineup. Like, bro, thank God they stopped doing that. Like, Patty Mills, Kyrie Irving, Joe Harris at the 4. They put Joe Harris at the 4. Like, bro, I know George is 6'7", but he's not supposed to be guarding 4s. I'm not gonna lie. It should not be that happening. It shouldn't happen again. And thankfully, he stopped doing it. Forgot his name, that coach's name. He's a pretty good coach. He stopped doing that stupid thing. 3 guards in a small forward at power forward. Joe Harris is not a good defender. He's a alright defender. That's it. This team looks a lot better over the past couple of days. There's still some frustrating parts on the defense and offense. There's a lot of ISO scoring from Kevin Durant, but a lot of playmaking out in there too. If you're making shots, you're just making shots. Like, there's no point in me calling the play. You're gonna shoot 80% from field goal. In my personal opinion, so, yeah. Good team win. I think their next game is, I don't know, in 2 days. They lose a back-to-back. Kevin Durant looking nice. They're facing the Wizards next 3 games actually. Or the Wizards, they should win that game. The Raptors, Pascal just came back, so questionable. If they have Ben Simmons, they should win that game. The Celtics, that's going to be the ultimate challenge right there. If they get blown up by the Celtics, they gotta blow it up. I'm not gonna lie. If they get blown up by the Celtics with Ben Simmons, people on Twitter are going to make statements. And after that, they got Charlotte and Hawks and the Pacers. That shit, damn. They beat the Pacers 4 times in 2 months. Damn. Well, that's pretty much it. They're looking better as a team, and if they beat that Celtics team, the confidence is going to be through the roof. But I'm KFB 23 on the YC, and I'll see you guys when I see you. I'm out. Peace.